So, hi guys, I'm Athar. I am an engineer working in a Tokyo based AI company which deals with a lot of agents, LLMs, models, evals, all of that stuff. We ship these AI agents to a lot of enterprise customers, which to them production reliability matters a lot. And due to the inherent nature of these LLM models being non-deterministic, we cannot guarantee, determinism, right? So we cannot say that if you give model input A, it will always produce the output B. It can never be guaranteed because of the sheer nature of these models, right? That's a problem, and I can agree. I actually agree a lot that these models are awesome. These are changing how we work, and almost every field of software is changing with these models. But the problem here is that they do lack a structure. A lot of companies are trying to, kind of give this structure, a method, and a lot of times what happens is that the companies which were there for agent testing or LLM testing or evals are basically prompt testing. They're not agent testing. So as a side project, I built this as an open source project, AgentClash. So I'll just quickly give you an heads up on what AgentClash is and what it does, and then I'll jump to why, and then I'll jump to what I am gonna be doing in this videos. So AgentClash is a platform where you can race your agents head to head with the same tools, same constraints, and same time budget. You can replay every tool call, you can score the trajectory, and you can fail the CI when a candidate regresses. Okay, so that is what AgentClash does. Now why? So the problem is that, let's say you are making a coding agent. Let's say you're making a Claude Code competitor. You can, of course. So you made the harness and now you want to test it, right? So let's say you're making a coding agent, so you give it a test. Let's say you give it a two sum problem to solve, and then you've written like 20, 30, or 300 lead code test cases, and then it has to pass all of these test cases. Now with traditional evals, what you will do is that you will just give it the prompt, you will give it the test cases that it has to pass, and then you will look at the result. And the result, it will always, let's say it passed the results. A lot of times I've seen is that these agents do is that they will basically game the tests. They will maybe hard code problems or things, and they'll look at the tests, maybe the benchmark, they've seen them before in the training itself. So a lot of times you're not looking at the solution, you're looking at how they actually arrived at the solution. So looking at how they arrived at the solution is very important, more than the solution itself, because a lot of times the solution is usually hard coded by these agents. These LLMs are really smart. If you tell them to just complete the task, if it's written in the prompt, they'll try everything to just complete the task. So that is possible. So be it you're building an coding agent, you're building a research agent, you're building a operations agent, you're building a support agent, or you're building a Q&A agent, deep research agent, whatever agent you're building, you need to do evals, right? So very important, you score the trajectory, be it multi-turn, be it single turn. A lot of times multi-turn agents are not usually tested. Now I in Agent Clash have given it very importance that you can test your agents when they are using multi-turns. We're not testing prompts, we're testing agents. Okay, we are racing agents. So a lot of times you need to race agents. uh, so that is like the most important thing, what Agent Clash is and why is Agent Clash there. One other thing I want to talk about is, so where was it? Yes, it's here. So failures in eval should be one loop. This is a very important concept that I want to talk about. That whenever, let's say in production, you've deployed an agent in production and it fails, right? It fails for a particular customer you never thought that it would, but now it has failed, right? And that trace, what it did, how it did, what thinking did it produce, should actually cumulated and then curated and then made a CI/CD test. So whenever that failure should actually become an eval, and then you can turn that eval into a CI/CD test, and then whenever you're basically making changes to your agent, that eval should be a test in your CI/CD. So if that eval fails, you do not pass your agent, you do not pass your change. So the GitHub Actions or whatever Search CI you're using, it fails. So that is another main point I wanted to talk about. Other features I'll talk about later, sandboxing and all of that. So I thought the motivation behind making these videos is basically not to pitch AgentClash. The AgentClash pitch was just the video. Basically, because I have built this tool, and I think that just reading blogs or writing blogs or writing content around it is not enough. I think teaching hands-on, writing code and doing everything is important, because all of these buzzwords are like a lot trending right now, but a lot of people don't know how to do evals, how to write YAML files. And my main point is that just make your agents write agents. Your, let's say you just give codex a cloud code that, hey bro, I just want to like make a customer support agent, please write the eval file or the YAML file for this. And how do you verify that it wrote the right YAML file? So all of this I will be explaining in the future videos. And I think for now this is enough. I'm sorry if this felt like a pitch, but yeah, slowly I'll try to explain more by writing some code, vibe coding, vibe evals, a lot of things which are called vibe evals is something which I want to democratize, evaluations also, so that people can ship agents reliably. So I would also like to do that in upcoming videos. So I think you liked it, and honestly, this is my first time recording any video, so I hope it was fine. Rest, yeah, I'll record more videos as time allows. So thank you, and you can surely check out Agent Clash. It's a good platform I made. It's open source. You can, maybe you can contribute. You can make an issue. You can use it. It's free. The cloud version is free for 45 days, or you can self-host it if you want to. Whatever you want to do, you can play around. And if you don't like it, you can use other tools also. I'm not using the other tools because they don't work for me anymore. Agent Clash is like awesome, so I use it. So yeah, I mean that's it. Thank you. Bye bye.